Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Star Wars Unlimited unboxing. Stopped off of my LGS this Monday to play Draft for the first time and decided to pick up a booster box since they had them in stock. My next video that I'll be putting out, I'll actually be opening my weekly play pack. I didn't open it there, so I can share it with you guys. I did get one pack from my draft because I did only win one game, but the deck that I made was crazy. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. I'll have that uploaded, in the coming days here. But in the meantime, what do you say we open our booster box? Now, this booster box was the last one that my store had in stock from like their previous shipment. And then right after I bought this one, they put out, or not put out, but they, not all 100 boxes, but they got like 100 more booster boxes in stock. So they were opening fresh cases. I didn't ask if this box came from a case that already had the showcase pulled because, I'm not like that nitpicky, right? I'm not going to be like, excuse me, did this already have the showcase pulled from it? If so, I do not want to buy it. No, I'm not that kind of person. If anything, I thought, it's the last box sitting on their shelf. Maybe there's some good luck here. Maybe I'll get a Boba Fett out of here. Or who knows, maybe a showcase because I don't know if the case that this came from already had the showcase pulled. So what do you say we start opening? I'm not going to talk too much about the draft that I did. I'll save that for the draft video. It was a lot of fun. And I'm telling you, man, the deck that I was able to build was just absolutely bonkers. Um, Even though I made some misplays and stuff, it was a lot of fun. I made probably one of the best draft decks you will possibly see. I was pretty proud of it, so look forward to that video. I will tell you, though, one card that performed crazy. Surprise Strike. What a powerful card. That feels like a staple in any cunning deck. Starting off with a Carabast, normal foil. And man, the prices on booster boxes have just suddenly blown up. Just like 48 hours ago, I was looking at booster boxes. Prices have been the same as they've always been. I'm like, oh, okay. No rush to get any more. And then suddenly, within the last 48 hours, they blow up into like $150 plus. Like, what? What is going on? I'm not sure. I wish. Oh, red 3. So this is definitely a rare that you want to be pulling. This is $10 right now. Might even be going up based on how much the. I'm actually going to count this as a pull because, believe it or not, red 3 is worth more than the legendary for red with the black one. So, to me, red 3 is actually kind of a bit of a hit card at this point. Red 3 K2SO. There's a lot of good value rares out there. Not all of them are worth like $10. Just realized I don't have my garbage bag, so there's going to be quite the mess to clean up after this. Yeah, so I also have spent some time building some decks. I did build a Chewbacca deck that when I tested it on Force Table, I did go 3-0 against both the top Sabine deck and also the top Boba Fett deck that is currently. What are the chances of pulling two of these in a row? Two snowtroopers. Of course, that's just Force Table. I haven't been able to test it yet. I didn't get there early enough to test against a real person, but next week I hopefully will be able to test my Chewbacca deck against people at my LGS. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Draft super fun in this game. You can definitely get kind of screwed up when it comes to not being able to make a super optimal deck due to the way that the leaders work, and you just may not get color combinations that you like. Oh, I think I'm actually missing quite a few of this guy, Del Miko. Starwing Scout. Had somebody put down two of those against me at the draft. They were flooding the board with space units. I found out that space is really powerful in draft. My goodness. Super, super powerful, especially if you don't bring enough space units to counter it. Whoops. Just dropped a card. I don't know where it went. We'll find it later. Also want to give a shout out to people that did correct me. You guys are definitely right. I was incorrectly saying for most of my booster boxes. All those booster boxes that I opened within like a 48-hour window. So like, if somebody were to correct me, it would appear like I wasn't taking people's advice, right? Because like I released those videos over the course of a week. But in my booster boxes, every box was coming with 3 normal base legendaries. So I was like, oh, okay. every booster box is probably coming with 3 legendaries. But then people were like, well, I've opened boxes with 2, and there are some people that were like, I've opened boxes with none. I'm like, whoa. Okay, so there is a bigger variance here than I thought. And yeah, in my final box, thought that was a crazy print line on there. In my final box, I did pull 4 base legendaries, and that was my only box that I did that in, I believe. So yeah, I was unaware when I first started opening those that you can have such a wide variance. I've also seen booster boxes open where people have pulled 2 hyperspace legendary foils. Like, what? Those are supposed to only be 1 in every 200 packs, I think. So that's crazy. I kind of like those odds, though. Normally it's like, oh, don't tell me the odds. Looks like we're getting a cunning, and that is, if you're going to get a legendary cunning card that isn't Boba Fett, obviously this is the one that you probably want it to be, but also because any deck that you make with cunning or double cunning, you're going to want this card in there. And I think I needed 1 more, so that's pretty nice. We'll put that in our hits with the red 3. Of course, I would have preferred that to be Boba Fett. I do still need 1 more for a Boba Fett playset. Once I get that last Boba Fett, I will be able to build like one of the craziest decks in the game right now, which would be Boba Fett Command, Boba Fett Green. Since I still lack a Boba Fett, it's a little hard to do right now, and I'm in that mindset at the moment where I don't want to buy a single of it because I feel like my chances of pulling one from packs is still pretty good. I feel like I could still get some decent pack value since I am missing, playsets of certain cards. I'm still missing playsets of rare cards as well. Rare Jedi Lightsaber. Normal foil. Still waiting for our first hyperspace foil. I've been picking up some hyperspace foil singles on the cheap. I'll be sure to show those off in a video at some point as well. I mean, at some point I could actually show my entire collection of hyperspace foils. Maybe I'll just wait to do that. This card performed nicely at the draft too. I'll talk about that more in the draft video. Nice. We welcome overwhelming barrages, even the base versions. And the reason we want these is because, well, any green villainy deck you build, you're going to want these in there. So having more than a 1 playset is probably nice, since you don't have to like pull the card out of 1 deck to put it in another. For us lazy people out there that don't want to be swapping around cards, we want to have multiple decks. Just to keep things a little easier on ourselves. But yeah, my turnout and my LGS for the draft, we had, I think, 14 to 16 people show up. So it was a good turnout. Everybody there was, pretty nice. It was fun. Everybody was excited to play the game. Nice, we got a Fett Fire Spray. I think I needed maybe 1 more of these. Maybe I had a play set, but still, that is good. We're going to actually slip that into our hit pile. I'd call that a hit, kind of. It's like the value of some of the legends at this point, so. Of course, we're looking for a hyperspace on it. I'm not going to tell you guys what leader I picked yet. You'll have to wait and see for the draft, but let's just say it was a fun pick. Alright, looks like we might be getting a hyperspace. Oh, we got a rare hyperspace Akbar. That's nice. And our hyperspace coming up, get a job at the hut, is common surgical droid. Okay, nothing crazy. Let's put that in our hit pile. I think from now on I'm going to do hit piles. So we'll put any card that is either hyperspace foil, any rarity, any rare card that I feel is, sort of in that threshold where you're excited to pull it because it's like, oh great, I don't have to buy a single of this now. And yeah, stuff like that. Or good value red rares. The red rares tend to be some of the more pricey ones. Alright, first rare. Still looking for a hyperspace on this, or even, man, a foil would be awesome for Emperor's Royal Guard. Common Foil Academy. Alright, so far this box has been not the greatest. We did get a red one, we did get a cunning, so there's some decent value there. But we're still looking for something big here. Something a little more exciting than cards that are, $10 at the moment. Want to avoid buying them single as much as possible. Okay, I did need a Devastator. Not the most exciting legendary to get. Could have been a Vader. But I did need another. I only have one Devastator, so now I have two, so that's quite nice. And foil General Tage. One of these days, we're gonna flip one of these packs over and have a showcase staring us in the face. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If obviously the showcase I would want the most would be Boba Fett, Emperor Palpatine. The most valuable Han Solo, whatever the most valuable ones are, Leia. But taking away all value, I would really like the Chewbacca one because I feel hyperspace legend. It looks like it's gonna be aggression. Man, I have so many aggressions. It's crazy. The good news is this was upgraded from an uncommon, so this is just kind of adding to our pool. But man, I have so many aggressions. Traitorous, that's a good one to get though. Traitorous, I would say, is that worthy of being put in our hit pool? Not really, but it's a really good rare to get. Actually, you know what? We are going to put that in our little pile of hits. And a foil rare. Um, Foil rares, I guess. Yeah, only if it's a really good foil rare. I don't think that foil rare is any good, really. At least not yet. I don't think people consider that to be a very good card. But if we get a hyperspace rare, no matter how playable it is, that is worthy. That's 1 in 50 packs, so that is worthy of the hit pile. But yeah, Chewbacca, I love the art on it. And I do feel like I want to be experimenting building Chewbacca decks as one of the best uncommons you can pull. Okay, still waiting for something to blow us away here. So far, this has been one of the most lackluster boxes I've opened yet, which means things will probably and hopefully turn around here shortly. And Galactic Ambition. Oh, we got a hyper foil base. Yes. These are so, oh man, these are so hard to hit. Unfortunately, it is not, whatchamacallit, ECL. Man, but I have two of these now, and I'm glad it's not a double. I got the blue base, and now I got the red base. Tarkin Town, hey, deal 3 damage to a damaged non-leader unit. I'm sure people will find, ways to kind of make this work, perhaps, but I know anything other than ECL is kind of like considered to be lesser of a tier. But I'm just glad to get one of these. These are so hard to hit. I've watched cases be opened and not pull a single hyperfoil base. That definitely turns some of the value around right here. That's a good one. I think the bases, hyperfoil base, rare bases at the moment are like, they're minimum $30 at this point. Minimum. So that helps. That helps. That's kind of like pulling it's like pulling almost half a Darth Vader. Right? I guess that's the best way of putting it. All right. Rare is Relentless, and our foil, Rebel Pathfinder. So we're still probably looking at maybe pulling, hopefully, 2 more hyperspace foils. Maybe 1 or 2 more, hopefully. Maybe 1 more legend. I can't remember. I think we're up to 3 legends, 4 legends. I don't remember. It's more fun to not check, right? Let's just keep going, see what we get. We'll do the recap at the end. Yeah, man, the prices on these booster boxes, I feel like the value on some of the cards are going to have to go up to make it worth. I'm not buying any booster boxes at their current price. I'll tell you that right now. No way I'm spending the 150 ish that they're demanding right now. At that point, I think I would probably just buy singles, unless obviously my LGS. I will tell you they are charging. They don't sell online, but they are charging below that market price. So if I buy boxes, it's going to be locally. It's not going to be online. And I try to buy locally, even if it's like within that 10 to 15, maybe $20 range. I would always prefer to support local rather than common hyperspace. At least it's a maybe playable card in like a Leia deck. Not the most exciting. Man, my hyperspace foils have been a little lacking, with the exception of my last box that I opened. But yeah, I mean, if a local game store's charging like $30, $40 more or something than what you can buy online, common sense, unless you could really afford it, you're going to buy online. But if your local game store's charging 5, 10, 15, maybe $20 more, if you want to support them, buy it locally. Common 7th Fleet. Let's get this stack moved a little bit. The stack is getting out of control. We'll leave half a stack. Problem is, though, a lot of these cards, from what I've seen, the prices on some of the legends kind of might be going up a little bit or down. I don't know. It's really the showcases that seem to be going up and maybe dictating the box prices. Palpatine. Common Hyperspace Spec Force Soldier. Well, this is a very playable card. This is definitely a meta card. So in a red deck, you're definitely at least putting these in your sideboard to combat decks that are using a lot of Sentinels. So at least if we're going to pull a Hyperspace, at least let's let it be one we're going to use in a deck, right? Not going to lie to you, I'm trying to build a deck right now with this card. Hardpoint Heavy Blaster. Attached to a vehicle, attach unit gains on attack. If this unit isn't attacking a base, you may deal 2 damage to a unit in the defender's arena. I think it has a little bit of potential, at least in a fun deck that I'm working on. So I'm going to build it, do a little bit of testing with it, and if it seems like it's at least fun or has like even if it's a 50% win rate, right? Like as long as it's a deck that you can win with, I might showcase it for you guys. Good. I needed this. So this is a very meta card right now for a cause I believe in, for aggressive red decks, Sabine decks. So this is definitely a card that goes in the hit pile for sure. We're getting down to the final 2 packs though, man. Outside of that hyperspace foil base though, this box has not been the best. Our legend hits were not that exciting. To me, I would consider it a good box if you hit a Luke, a Vader, or a Boba Fett on it, obviously. Everything else lacks in value quite a bit. We're just kind of looking to get our value out of our box, Okay, an Avenger. I mean, I already have a few. I think I already have a place. This is probably working on the second place out of Avenger, but I'm not going to complain. Another legend. And foil Vanquish. Our hyperspace foils, though, outside of the base, yeah, I think they've all been commons, right? So let's see if we can get some last pack magic going on here. No showcase. To be expected, however. Looks like we might be... Oh, no, that's just a regular hyperspace. Hyperspace common. Alright, let's see what we get. Uncommon. Any upgrades? Nope. Oh, it looks like we're getting a hyperspace foil in the last card, though. It's going to be a uncommon. Okay, shoot first. It's a playable card and one that I actually use in my decks, so can't complain with that. Let's do a quick recap on what I considered to be the good hit cards. So we got, let's just count how many hyperspace we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hyperspace, which is actually pretty good in my experience. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 legends, one of them being a hyperspace. But you see what I mean, right? Like I got, once again, 3 base legendaries. So you can see why I thought that way. Red 3, which is really good value. That's $10. Fett's Fire Sprayer, last time I looked, is like still a $6, $7 card maybe. So Hyperspace Aggression, Traitorous, that's a few bucks. Decent value. It was a decent box. Definitely one of my, not one of my better boxes, but that Hyperspace foil base definitely saved it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more future Star Wars Unlimited content on the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video.